把电脑合上，浩轩，浩轩。
Hi everyone. So today, before introducing myself, this presentation will be a little bit different. As you can see from my PowerPoint, there is a name we commonly use to call me. But today, that will not be the name used for the presentation. Today, my name is Skyla, and I'm an orca coming from the sea world. I'll be telling about my story and my mission toward the open sea. So, to start off, I'll introduce myself. My name is Skyla, and I'm coming from the sea world. And as you can see, I'm an orca, and as I'm actually the same age as all of you do. So currently I'm 16 years old, and I have spent my entire life living in the captivity. And if you might have heard of that, my father is Telecom, and he's an orca in the captivity in the sea world as well. So, to start off, I would like to ask you a question. In holidays, have you ever been to aquariums before?
Yes.
And actually, there's a lot of stories behind. Do you want to know the stories behind? And as an orca, I'll use my point of view to talk about this with you. This is pretty rare, you know? Actually, to be honest, I hate being in captivity. This is not the environment I should be in. In such kind of enclosure, we can almost kill ourselves because, as whales and dolphins, we need to swim miles and miles every day in the open sea. However, the captivity is just a tiny space as we live. Just imagine yourself living in an enclosure just like this big, surrounded by you. Isn't that really suffering? Isn't that a great suffering for you? And also, the sanitation condition is not really guaranteed in our environment. As you can see from the picture, my fellow little sea lions, if you take a closer look, they actually have some skin infections on their body because the environment in captivity is just not as idealized as most of you might concept. And also, as you know, we might perform in the captivity, we might perform in a pool, and yeah, it's cool, right? But the stadium often play loud music during our performances. And as a whale, I personally have this kind of echo going on, and it's just really hurtful for my ears and also my mental health. Just imagine all of yourselves living in the condition like sitting somewhere where construction work is going on and on and on. Won't you feel annoyed? I can tell you, I feel terrible inside those kind of environments. First, I have to admit, we don't have family and friends. Actually, throughout my entire life, I haven't had a chance to actually see the open sea, not even just a corner. My father was being captured from the open sea in the 1980s, and during that time, he was just a little kid, and he was just being separated from his family. At such a young age, he doesn't have any proper nurturing, so I heard that he went really crazy in such environment. And as for me, as his daughter, I barely had a chance to see how he's looking like, because we're all apart from each other. And also, inside those captivity environments, although I previously mentioned they are my fellows, but we're not technically friends, because we cannot understand each other's language, because we're all coming from different parts of the world, being separated from the family deliberately by people. So we don't have the normal social life as we should. We are animals that need this kind of social life. My mind hurts along my ears. Okay, so here's a clarification I have to say. You might sort of connect yourself with the experience I just mentioned about me, but it's really different. You might just live your family, you might leave far away from your family because of your pursuit of dreams or any reasons, but to human beings, family is not as important to us as orcas or as any animals living in the sea. Family is everything to us. Without proper nurturing from our family, we will not be who we are, and we might grow up normally. Also, being in the captivity is forced by people. Not like all of you, maybe sometimes you enter a new field of life, you might feel like really stressful and you suffer a lot from that. And yeah, you'll probably get a good result, I wish. But for us, we are forced, not willed. So please have this distinction in your mind and understand that this is not the life we deserve. Now, I would like to ask all of you some questions since this is a really unique chance, right? Could any of you give off one harm of the sea animal performance? Anyone? Okay, if you want me to translate, 所以就是说，海洋动物表演有哪些对于我们这些鲸类的这种伤害，你可以说一下，可以说中文。Anyways, I don't think the second question is worthwhile for discussing as well. And since this is a really rare chance, do you have any question for me today as a whale being? As a whale living in this kind of environment? Okay, this is a bit embarrassing, but my presentation has to come to an end. But I have to claim a sad news to all of you. Actually, I passed away last year at the age of 16, so that's why my age is maintaining that forever. My life stopped at March 11th, 2021. And this is the life I always envisioned after I passed away from this kind of terrible enclosure environment. The heaven I'm hoping to see is the open sea. With me swimming along, all of my fellow orcas, we're in a family where we all know what each other are talking about. We are the real friends, and we're just living happily inside the open sea, and we don't really have those unnecessary suffering in the captivity environment. This is what we want to see. This is what I want to see. So, if you have time, if you have chance, let's see each other in the open sea and reduce the suffering for us in those ostentatiously decorated aquariums where we are not really happy. Go to the place that we really feel happy and see us there. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you all for your appreciation.